Chapter 3 from the book number 1, Law of Salimi. The title of this chapter is Are You a Muslim? So let's begin. Whenever I wrote something in an anonymous manner via email or my writing, there were several questions asked about me. 1. Are you a Muslim? 2. Are you Malay? 3. Are you Malaysian? In all honesty, all of the above can be answered with yes. I am a Muslim, I am Malay, and I am Malaysian. This is the simplest answer that I mostly give to anyone who sends me the same question over and over again. If we explore the questions in more details and technical complexity, the answer might differ philosophically and technically speaking. For the first question, am I a Muslim? The answer is yes. However, if the person asking the question meant whether I am truly practicing Muslim-based 100% Sharia and the teachings of Islam, honestly, the answer can be philosophically more complex. Frankly speaking, I am doing my best to be the ideal Muslim in the most practical sense that I am capable of. In other words, I am doing my best to follow everything that I can and I have learned about the teachings of Islam. I feel that I am much better Muslim today than I am yesterday. Hence, philosophically speaking, it is difficult to answer such question. On the foundation, I am a Muslim and I am practicing Islam. I am practicing Islam as a way of life. On the foundation, I am a Muslim and I am practicing Islam as a way of life. I pursue peace and goodness to all mankind based on the teachings of Islam and Sharia. I am living in accordance to the true essence and spirit of Islam, they see. It is not ideal because my understanding about Islam might never be a perfect understanding of Islam. I do implement living based on the Quran and Hadith and Sunnah to my best effort that I am capable of. Then comes the second question. Are you Malay? When filling up form on the question about my race, I would simply write Malay because it is the easiest and most accurate based on my perception. On the other spectrum, if my DNA was analysed, it might reveal that I have several combinations of different races in my genetic composition. My grandfather is a Chinese and my grandmother is Malay, which is from my father's side of family. My grandfather from my mother's side is from Patani, Thailand, and my grandmother is Arab. So, it is a combination of races which is commonly applicable to many other people too. I feel that my passion of knowledge comes from the Arab heritage. My desire of mathematics might be contributed from my Chinese heritage. I am pretty sure that my slanted eyes is from the Chinese genetic that I inherited. Essentially, there are many other attributes that might originate from the combination of several races in my family. Honestly, I think it is a good thing, biologically and genetically speaking. Although I am not physically tall, I am grateful for everything that Allah the Almighty had blessed me with. I feel that I was never meant to have the advantage physically, but rather to possess a mentally capable mind with a huge thirst for knowledge. These attributes are working in my life as young as I can remember, even if I have no idea how it exactly works. In fact, it is more likely that it is more likely to be automatic during my upbringing in my life. To me, learning about something is fun and exciting. It is never boring or considered a chore to me. The more I learn, the more I know about things. Then I realized that there is more about knowledge that I could learn. Soon I started to see that there are more things that I do not know, which triggers my need to learn. If you look at a bodybuilder or body sculpture at a professional level, they train their muscles to form into a certain way of musculature or size. For me, I perceive my mind and my brain to be trained as a muscle which grew stronger when I train them. If you perceive other people who are truly considered as genius in specific fields, they are capable to perform an astounding feat with their mind where others might not be able to do. A mathematical genius is able to compute faster than a person using a computer or calculator. A date computing genius is capable to compute any date given to him or her. A memory genius is able to memorize abstract data or perform perfect memory from any book that the person has read in several minutes and access them at any time in their lifetime. I am grateful that in my life I am able to see great individuals with different categories of geniuses from documentaries and researches conducted about them. During my life and pursuit of knowledge, I have actually met individuals that are suited to the categories of being a genius human being. When I was 17 years old, I have met a lecturer that has perfect memory. Whenever he is feeling bored, he would go to the library and read every book. Everything that he read becomes his own perfect and permanent memory. That was a great ability to possess. I feel that my abilities blessed by Allah the Almighty might be contributed through combination of races from my family lineage. Despite of that, I've heard a story where I could have fallen on my head from a second story bed when I was still small. Honestly, I do not remember such incidents ever occurring to me. It might happen or it might not happen. Even if it does happen, it is absolutely possible that such fall from a double-story bed on my head might explain why I cannot remember. Nevertheless, regardless of whether the event truly happened to me or not, I have seen a documentary where a blood trauma caused by a severe head injury might cause a swelling inside the brain. The swelling might cause increased pressure onto certain area of the brain. As a result, that area of the brain can be experiencing increased neural activity, making the person to behave in a way as depicted to be as a genius person. In one case at Britain, the person has blood trauma and experiencing swelling in his brain. As a result, he became extremely imaginative and causing to have compulsive desire to draw. He began compulsive drawing about everything and anything that he could find, which he never did before the head injury. The compulsion to draw is something that is beyond his control. In another case at United States of America, a female individual also experienced similar head injury. In this case, she was compelled to write anything and everything that comes into her mind. Eventually, she might end up writing all over the wall or in her house, on her hands, and keeping her awake at night, writing all the thoughts coming into her minds and thoughts. In both cases, the head injury is causing both individuals to experience continuous trains of thoughts and ideas in their mind, and having the compulsion to transfer the thoughts into other mediums such as canvas for drawing or paper for writing. Both individuals explained that they cannot control, or rather very difficult to exert control over, the impulse to draw and write all of the ideas and thoughts that came into their mind. Essentially, both cases indicate that head injury might cause their mind to be stimulated excessively or beyond the capacity of normal mind of other human beings. The head injury resulting in accessing accessing idea. Okay, that might be a little bit wrong. Okay, regardless, in excessive ideas and compulsion to transform the ideas into paper or canvas can be obtrusive towards living a normal life. In a way, it is a blessing and a curse to both individuals. It is possible that I too might be experiencing the same scenario, but I feel that in my case, my compulsion to write and draw is within my control most of the time. Whether it is a significantly lower burst of idea or compulsion, or I have better control over this compulsion, might never be absolutely ascertained without conducting a thorough research on my brain. Honestly, I prefer not to be put under a thorough research by others. What I can say is that I have experienced bolts of lightning in my mind, which is often described as a stroke of genius. In my case, I feel that the bolts of ideas do strike my mind much more than the average others whom I had met or talked to. Again, I am not claiming that I am a genius or with above average intelligence, but I am describing that what is exactly I am experiencing in my mind. I have ideas coming to me every so often that I feel others might not experience. I have the compulsion to write, to draw, and to solve all kinds of puzzles and problems. In fact, to me, I reckon that this compulsion might be the cause of my constant thirst for knowledge and passion towards learning. It is a great blessing, but at the same time could be a curse. I would have sleepless nights thinking and writing about almost anything. It is causing me to behave outside of normal living, where one can sleep whenever one wishes to. One might be able to argue that my mind could have belonged to a madman, of which I truly hope that it is not the case. If you have seen my workplace at home, I had 5 huge whiteboards and numerous notepads where I wrote everything that I was compelled to write since the past 7 years. I had abundance of A4 papers for writing and drawing. I had the compulsion to write and draw just like both 2 cases earlier, but with less severity. At one time in my life, I even had multiple personality inside me, which I started to address by killing all of them, which currently had left me all alone. Maybe I still had at least one of them just to keep me from feeling too lonely. At this moment, I feel that I'm addicted to problem solving. Anything that can pose a problem to me is a great welcome. I love to seek challenges and work out to solve them. In another aspect, it is a form of mental training for my mind and brain. Does this addiction contribute towards the present state of my mind? I honestly feel that it does. The truth is, I cannot prove any of this claim with any undeniable evidence. Still, years and years of problem solving is definitely contributing towards increased mental prowess. In most cases, knowledge is learned through reading. In my case, I hate reading. However, this does not stop me from the pursuit of knowledge. In comparison to other specific abilities related to savants, and geniuses, my ability of selective memory cannot replicate any of those specified abilities. I am not very good with memory retention related facts and words that can be read in books. Essentially, memorizing facts is not my forte. It was only recently that I realized my true use of my selective memory. It's not as impressive as others, but of all honesty, I think my ability is unique. What exactly is my ability? Can you guess? I will provide the answer in the next chapter. With this, it ends our current chapter, and hopefully, I hope to see you again in the next video for chapter 4 of this book 1. Thank you very much for listening and enjoy your day. Thank you very much.